go through certain things because we've been condemned and broken and conditioned to belittle ourselves or look down upon ourselves because of how people have treated us, right? I always say chosen ones get it the hardest, and that's what people don't talk about. You know, people see like, oh, you know, the way that they talk like this and this and that. Baby, that's a gift. But let me tell you something, it comes at a cost. You know, people look at, you know, look at how God set up here and blessed this person. Everybody's saying that they God's child and all this type of stuff. We are not in a position to judge any person because we are not what? Perfect. Thank you. So some of y'all is just too judgmental, right? You just too nosy, too picky, and that's why y'all just gonna stay 2 steps behind of God's chosen people. And you know what? That's just too bad, because nobody tell you to sit up here and judge. You are not God. You're not bigger than God. Therefore, you cannot determine and sit up here and try to critique who it is that God gives the anointing to, or who he chooses for a specific purpose or path. I feel he is trying to send a strong message, even in him using Black China in the way that she's changing her life. Alexis Sky, that is a reality TV star. And see, a lot of the times what God would do is he'll pick a person who's actually going through some things, because this is something that a degree cannot teach you. This is something that school cannot teach you. A professor cannot teach you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Some of this stuff is real life experiences, which is why God chooses certain people to speak to certain people, because these people have actually gone through this here. Do you understand what I'm saying? He can pick an ex-prostitute to go ahead and change that person's life around, to go back and speak to other people who still yet work in the streets. He can go ahead and pick an ex-drug addict, or ex-pimp, or whatever the case may be, to go back and speak to these people who are still yet what? In that lifestyle. I've never seen in any story that I've ever read in the Bible, okay, where God picked a perfect person when he had a certain mission or for this person's life. I've never seen him pick the perfect human being who did everything right, who came every day looking top tier every day in their Sunday's best in the pew. You understand what I'm saying? I've never seen him pick a perfect human being, but I have seen him change that of people's lives around who wasn't on the up and up, who didn't do everything perfect, the people who were looked down upon, who were judged, whose lifestyle was frowned upon. And I've seen him change these people's lives around. These are the stories that we pay attention to, because it's like, there's no way that you could have gotten through that had it not been for the grace of God. Do you understand what I'm saying? Had it not been for the powers that be that got you through what you went through. And it was tough, and people don't talk about how hard it is when God chooses you, and you don't talk about how hard it is to go ahead and have these gifts that people may not understand, that people may not understand, and try to say, you know what, you're not this, and you're not this, and you're this, and you're this, and no, that's dark, that's demonic. You know, a lot of the times, like I say, you know, with what you went through, what you didn't understand is and what these people didn't understand either. You know, God, even when you purposely chose to sin, this is what I talk about when God's promises for your life, when he has something for you. At the end of the day, it will be the very thing that you go out there and do in the street, right? Maybe not valuing your body, understanding that your body, this is a temple. You understand what I'm saying? You're supposed to value this. You can't let everybody have this. You can't let everybody touch it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, some of y'all may have been abused and used from a very young age. I raise my hand to that. I didn't always value herself. I didn't see the value in self, because I was broken. I was used. I did what I felt I had to just get through the day, get through my life, sweep things under the rug, trying to move through, trying to elevate, trying to do it my way. But see, I had to realize I came to a complete stop in my life, because I realized, and God was showing me, your way isn't the right way, but let me show you a different way. It will be the very thing that you go out there and do that people will critique, that people will condemn you for, that people will look down upon you for, right? That people will point the finger at you. That'll be the very thing that God choose you and lift you and deliver you from. The very thing that people put on you, the very things that you were doing in your past, that'll be the very reason why God chose you. And that's what he's showing you. It's like, yeah, I was with you every step of the way when you thought I wasn't even watching you, when you purposely chose to go down that wrong path. You purposely chose to go ahead and detour, using the wrong map, taking the wrong directions. listening to the wrong people, following the wrong people, loving the wrong people, investing into the wrong people, confided into the wrong people, rolling with the wrong people, being improperly influenced, and you as well improperly influencing others because of the mindset that you was in at that given point in time. I saw what you was doing, but see, I wasn't rolling with you and watching you for the very same reason that these other people was rolling and watching you. I was actually following you and watching you to form a wedge of protection around you while you was what? Knee deep up in that sin. Play with it. Because I plan on using you. I plan on using you. My promise to you is if you roll with me, you keep your eyes focused on me, you continue to believe in me, you continue to help, to hold my hand, you continue to confide in me, trust in me, talk to me, I can change your life around. I can show you a different way of life. Baby, I can show you a whole different way of doing things. Do you understand me? I can show you a completely different way of living. And let me tell you something. These people were mad. See, when the enemy know that they can't beat you, baby, and they can't stop you, they gasp for straws and trying to break you down. They got to break you. They got to get to your mental. Because, see, you too strong when you in your element. When you rolling with God, when you in your element, you too strong. But see, if they can get you away from that, if they can try to attack your mind, they can attack your purpose. But see, God say, listen, this purpose going to pay off for you. Let me tell you something. God, when people put knives and stab them things deep up in your back, you was like, God, I'm trying to figure out why at the end of the day, the only thing that you can tell me to try to smooth things over in my life as to why I'm receiving so much backlash, as to why I'm receiving so much hurt and betrayals, why I'm being judged so by these people who barely even know me, and the ones that know me were supposed to support me, but they was part of the enemy's camp. They was rolling with the enemy. They were an enemy. And all that you can tell me is continue to be good. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Continue to be good. It's not your fault. You weren't wrong in these situations. I know that I wasn't wrong. These people knew I wasn't wrong. These people knew my heart. These people knew my intentions. Yet they still chose to go up against me. This is the world that I was birthed into. This is what you telling me that my purpose is, to sit up here and take all this hell here on earth? I don't fit in. This ain't for me. But I can promise you, what he was telling, I can promise you, you're going to see how it's all going to serve you and how it was part of my will for you. Because see, you had to go through it so that I can get you through it. I can elevate you from it. I can lift you up from it. I can deliver you from it so that you can go back and be an inspiration to someone else. You can be that for someone else what I was to you. See, you'll never understand why I needed you to go through it. You'll never understand why I needed your heart to be broken into a million pieces so that I could be the one to come through and restore you and put it back together the proper way. Do you understand me? Some of y'all was conditioned the wrong way. God had to break you in order to restore you and build you up in his image. You didn't understand what he was doing. Too many people put their mouths on you. Too many people had their hand up in a situation that didn't serve you. It didn't benefit you. And you kept trying to figure out. See, I keep trying to tell you, when it comes to low vibrational people, they're going to condone and feed into what is low vibrational. Anything that's low vibrational. See, you already was met with resistance because of your energy. There was already a shift. You think that people can't feel that when they low and you vibing high. You understand what I'm saying? When they choose to take low blows, you take the high road. You think people can't see that. But see, you can't sit up here and be shameful of how God made you, of who you truly are. You can't let the world and the darkness that's in it change you for the worse. You got to let it go ahead and mold you and shape you for the better. There are a lot of people that's breaking up out of this mold. But see, for the ones that was stuck, these were the people who went up against you. You understand what I'm saying? Because they realized they couldn't defeat you. They wish they can work it like you. But it's only one you. These people were Otises. You was David Ruffin. You was a rising star. You was different. They didn't like what was different. They didn't like what was unique. They didn't like what was special. But you was just on a different level. You was vibing high. You was on a different vibration. Do you understand what I'm saying? You was ahead of your time. They wish they can work it like you, but they just can't. It's only one you, baby. It's only one you. Yeah. And see, when you kept trying to go down these wrong roads and paths that was not working for you, God set up here and blessed you to bless